This is the All Things Nerd Podcast, Season 4, Episode 39. On tonight's show, we've got Miss Marvel cast for the Disney Plus MCU series. We've got a return of Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man with the same actor, Jamie Foxx. And what was the other big story that we were going to talk about? I think there was, what was that?
Something magical and nerdy.
Yeah, LA Comic-Con is going to happen. They're saying, we figured it out. We figured out how to have a convention in California during coronavirus, and this is how we're doing it. So we're going to discuss that and much, much more stuff. Here's the intro, guys. Hello to all the Geek Enthusiasts and Nerd Aficionados. This is Ms. 5150 welcoming you back to another All Things Nerd podcast. I'm back this week. I was gone last week eating a lot of food that was Halloween themed. So I hope you enjoyed the show last week. I haven't gotten to listen to it yet because I've been busy editing previous shows, trying to get them up. So
it was live from the Batcave. It worked out pretty good.
But I am Ms. 5150. This podcast is brought to you live every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on Twitch at twitch.tv/Malice Corp. If you're watching this anywhere else or listening anywhere else, come join us on Fridays and be a part of the show. Have some fun with us. The way that we start this show, well, here's your Geek Out.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, so getting your Geek On is what we've been doing for the last week. Since we last saw you, or heck, for the last couple weeks since we seen you, just things that we think you should be checking out, things that you should stay far away from, and looking for thoughts from the chat room as well to let us know what you think we should be checking out or not wasting our time on. There's one trailer we're going to talk about later that I know HGZ Grok is going to be like, no, do not waste your time on that. But we'll get into that later, only because she posted about it on Facebook earlier. So with that, let's see who's here on the cast, and we'll talk about what they've been geeking out on. First and foremost, we've got Icy Zora on the cast. I'm going by what face pops up first. Icy Zora, what you been geeking out on?
Well, as like the last couple of weeks when, I was doing focused filmography watches, I've watched Redcliffe, I've watched Ryan Reynolds. I'm most of the way through Paul Rudd at this point, and there's some good stuff in there, and there's some crap in there. Paul Rudd is a delightful human being, but like I'm at the point in the watch right now where I'm starting to get his like, hey, by the way, guys, I can really act films, which are hard to watch. Which he can act, but like there's one called All Is Bright with him and Paul Giamatti. It's about a couple of French-Canadian ex-con thieves who steal a bunch of Christmas trees and go down to New York to sell them. And it's just real depressing. Just bad. And watching Paul Rudd try to do a French-Canadian accent, delicious.
So his French-Canadian accent was good, or it was bad, bad that it came back to like...
It's in and out. It's in and out. When it's on, it's over-the-top stereotypical, and when it's kind of fading off, it sounds about right, and when it's gone, he's just Paul Rudd.
So it's
but it's kind of...
where do you put it on level with Harrison Ford, Russian sub-commander?
Oh God, no, that was weird. Yeah, Paul Rudd might actually be from like, he could have actually been from like the sticks of Quebec or something, and maybe that's like a backwoods accent. Harrison Ford was just wrong.
I still wish that Harrison Ford would have just gone the route of Sean Connery, who would just like, screw it, I can't do a Russian accent, I'm sticking with my Scottish accent, but I'm a Russian commander.
But just watching through Rudd's filmography, there's a couple of things that I noted. One, he's worked with the guys from The State a lot. Mm-hmm. He's done a bunch of crappy David Wayne movies. Some of them are okay. And also, the selection of leading ladies that has been paired with him is kind of ridiculous. Alicia Silverstone, Jennifer Aniston twice, Tina Fey, Michelle Pfeiffer. Like he's been matched with most of the really hot girls from his generation. It's kind of impressive.
Wanderlust was the one with Jennifer Aniston, right?
Wanderlust was the second one with Jennifer Aniston, right, where he was actually, the first one was called The Object of My Affection, and he plays a gay guy that she decides to raise her kid with because they're best friends, and then she tries to make it. It's a good movie, but it's a weird movie.
And she was with him in Friends, so 3-time.
I think that's how he actually keeps his youth. He drains their blood.
But he was with Phoebe in Friends.
No, I know, but he was in the show Friends with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Masonic?
I said I think that's how he keeps his youth. He drains their blood. That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. It's the love of gorgeous Hollywood starlets that keeps him just unchanging. Because I still haven't seen him age yet, and Clueless was 20-something years ago.
Well, him and Keanu Reeves are part of the same cult in terms of whatever blood they drink or whatever.
Sign me the hell up.
And Masonic Vader joins us on the cast. I'm going to jump into the chat room to look at what's going on there. But while I'm looking at that, let us know what you've been geeking out on, Masonic.
Well, it's been a different kind of week this week. I found a new little mini series that FX put out. Let me get the exact name. The Wilderness of Correction, I think it was. It's about the 1970s Wilderness of Errors. Off a 1970s murder at Fort Bragg with a captain, and it was really interesting. It was a cool series to check out and everything. It's 4 parts, as far as I know, about 45 minutes long. As I found it on Hulu, so that was pretty cool. So it was a nice documentary, something almost like Netflix quality, which was nice. And then this morning, I woke up and I went to my PlayStation. Just because I had a couple minutes, and opened up, and glorious to all to be, Squadrons was already loaded up and ready to go. Got about 2 minutes into it, and got DC'd. So I'm now in that holding pattern where I'm like, I really want to play Squadrons, but I had to work, and now I'm doing the cast, so I don't know when. I'm going to have to do it tomorrow night, and I am going to cast it. So tomorrow night, probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock, if you want to check out the new game Squadrons, it will be on this channel, Twitch. I will be checking it out, showing it to you guys. And like I said, tomorrow night, 8:30, 9 p.m., somewhere around there. I'll try to post it later. There you go.
Okay. All right. Let's get to this chat room because they have some good stuff before we get to Bearded Master. We're saving Bearded Master for all those great people.
Building up the load.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
Right,
exactly. The build up. We've got Cannon Fodder, who
It's just a barrage of imagery, I think.
Cannon Fodder, if you haven't checked out his gaming channel, check out Cannon Fodder. He's been geeking out on Witcher 3 and Doom Eternal. Johnny Bon Johnny finished season 1 of Daredevil, finally.
Catching up, huh?
You know they
Nothing like better than late to the party.
You know they canceled the show, right? I'm sorry, spoilers.
Why you gotta do that?
I don't know, man. There's some things out there trying to get him back to make that role again. So who knows what happens to Disney Plus?
Netflix has to release the rights first. So
the rights were supposed to be released within the next week.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope it happens then. What else do we have going on in everybody else? What was that? Squirrel Boy, I think, said to check it out. Happy, which I've heard is great. I want to watch that. It's based off a comic book.
That's Chris Maloney It's Chris Maloney, right?
With
Yep.
Patton
Imaginary
Oswalt.
unicorn.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt's voicing the unicorn. And then there was some really great news. Johnny Bon Johnny went back to work this week, but even better, the Geek Out for Squirrel Boy started a new job finally after 6 months of unemployment. So,
Very nice.
great job. Congratulations.
Very
sir.
nice.
Last thing, this is actually a question for you, Masonic Vader. HJZ Rock wants to know, what is MIDS and what is DNC?
What is MIDS and what is DNC?
That's apparently what you said. I thought you said you got DC'd, which I think is disconnected, not DNC.
Yeah, DC'd. I said DC.
Okay.
Disconnected.
But MIDS, she thought you said DNC, so that's why we're just trying
MIDS.
to help out. We're trying to help
As
out.
a former military guy,
I'm trying to figure out.
Shift. It was the night shift. I don't know.
I realized that I think my mustache is long enough. I put a little wax there. I might be able to start doing the curl here pretty soon. Start rivaling Bearded Master there. What up? Yeah.
Okay, we've mentioned him enough. Let's get to it. Bearded Masters joins us on the cast. What have you been geeking out, Bearded?
All right, so first I'm gonna do a little stat check real quick. Not this week. This week was like 2 months left. So Marvel or Netflix's rights to the Daredevil will go back to Marvel in December. So basically, it's like a 2-month point this week.
Sucks, but yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen when DC or Marvel gets them back. Geek On. I've been on my binge watch the last couple weeks, so still working on Game of Thrones. The girlfriend hasn't watched it before, so we've been doing that, and we finished it this morning, or not finished it, but we ended at the Red Wedding this morning.
Oh,
that's a good stopping point.
Wake up,
Right.
you know.
Exactly
All
right.
of a stopping point.
So not only that,
Did you have to pause so you could go watch all the reaction videos of people when they saw it for the first time?
No, I should. That's what I should have did. I stopped this. I should have did that. Built a reaction video for her. And my nighttime binge has been Game of Thrones. My daytime binge has been Boy Meets World. But that's about it because all my other time's been consumed lately with wrestling due to the fact that it is the G1 climax going on with New Japan, which is essentially like 3 to 4 nights a week of 3 to 4 hours per event of a wrestling tournament. It's the biggest tournament of the year, so that's kind of been taking up most of my time.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome. Wrestling. Yay. No, actually, wrestling is great, especially for Bearded Master. If you haven't listened to him on his other cast, Boot to the Face, check that out as well. He's not just here talking to us.
It has way more people following it than ours does.
Oh, it does.
Wrestling, buddy.
So, all right. And lastly, like I said before, I am your host, Mess5150. My geek out this week was to catch up for one of the things that we're going to talk about in Rapid Fire News. Cobra Kai, I just finished actually right before this cast. Love it. It's well worth watching if you didn't want to get it when you were paying for YouTube. First season especially. Second season gets a little bit more teenage TV show to me, but the last episode is phenomenal.
Yeah, but that cliffhanger.
Yeah, I get that. Secondly, The Boys. If you haven't watched this season, please catch up and watch it up to at least last week's episode because I just got 2 words for you. Uncut. That's all I'm going to say. When you get to it,
wow. All right. Is it kosher?
It is not, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And then the last thing, I finally, I'm playing a God of War game, not the most recent one. I went back and started playing God of War 3 Remastered, which still looks phenomenal, and forgot how great those games were. And so, definitely well worth going back. Even the old ones, story is phenomenal on those. So you should check that out. The last thing that I'm going to recommend, if you live in the Southern California area and you can get tickets, because here's the thing, it started last weekend and it sold out last weekend. Knott's Berry Farm has what's called Taste of Halloween. It's their food festival for Halloween. Because they don't have a Knott's Scary Farm this year, they decked out the park in Halloween decorations. They have a trick-or-treat trail in Camp Snoopy, and the food is fantastic. It's $35 for a ticket. You get 5 tastings along with that. The tastings aren't little teeny tiny tastings. They're actually big, full-size items.
Everything comes stuffed into a full pumpkin.
I wish, but no.
Actually, each serving is on a wearable mask. You strap it on so you can eat it while you have the mask on, dude.
It's a feed bag.
Yeah,
nice.
It's a horse feed bag.
If you want a good idea of what the sizings are and what the park is like for it, if it's worth it for you, my other YouTube channel, this is the shameless plug from me, Geek Guideposts on YouTube. Go check out my vlog over there. It has the entire night's festivities from my point of view and the stuff that we tried out. So that's my recommendation to you if you want to get out of the house and actually do something and be somewhat safe. So,
Peteopolis, what up, buddy?
welcome in, Pete. All right, so let's get into this show. This is everybody that's here. This is what we've been geeking out on. The next thing to do is talk about some movie trailers that have come out, and that little segment is called In a World.
In a city, in a town, in a world, they thought they had it all figured out. But there was one thing they didn't plan on.
Okay, so the first trailer that came out that we here's the thing, guys. It's October 2nd. It's Halloween time. It's Halloween time all year long for me, but it's Halloween time now. So we got some Halloween themed.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
We got some Halloween themed trailers to talk about. 2 Halloween themed and 1 extremely scary one that's hitting Amazon. So the first one is a remake of a cult classic with Angela who played in Addams Family the mom,
Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston was the main witch in this original film, if you can find it, Witches, about this kid finding out that witches were real in a hotel. They turn him into a mouse, and then he runs around the hotel trying to convince everybody that they're witches until he can get turned back into a kid. Well, new trailer came out, HBO Max, and it is loaded with an amazing cast. I hope you guys watched the trailer. Icy Zoro looks very...
There's so many Oscar nominations in that cast. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And I love the cult classic one, so I don't know about this one. What do you guys think about the trailer for The Witches?
Anne Hathaway looks creepy.
She's playing the Angelica Houston role.
Yeah, as soon as when I saw that Anne Hathaway was going to be in the movie, I was like, oh, I don't even want to watch the trailer. And then it opens up with Chris Rock's talk narrative, and I'm like, oh, all right then. Octavia Spencer, I'm in. Here's the thing, I'm a huge Roald Dahl fan. I loved his books, and so I'm glad that they're making more of his movies, even if they're remakes. But the stuff that the way they can make movies now are so much better than what they could make, decades ago. I'm actually kind of entertained by this movie. I think it's going to be a good one. It'll be a fun one to watch. It may not be a great movie or the most amazing movie you watch all the time, but I think it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Well, also Stanley Tucci is like the concierge or whatever.
Yes.
Gotta love Stanley Tucci.
As soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. We're good. But anytime you can have a talking mouse, come on, man. Whether it's Stuart Little, it's you got the Ralph the motorcycle mouse. It's just
Brian Posehn as a street rat in Portlandia.
Well, I'm wondering. I'm waiting. I want to see what the effects or the makeup are for like you said. She looks scary in this. I forgot her name just now.
Hathaway.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway. Because in the original movie, they ugly up the women because they make them look like really hideous witches. They take their makeup off and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting to see how far
they go. There were nice little details in this trailer where you could see there was you could see the lines where her super huge mouth had been covered up, and you saw the picture of her with the massive teeth that said she was scaring children with it. And there was a little scene, I don't know if you caught it, where all the women had removed all their wigs and makeup and were floating around with spectral tails and shit.
That's exactly yeah.
They didn't half-ass it.
So, and this is one where I'm not mad about the remake because it is so unknown of a movie that it's not one that where it's like what last year or 2 years ago they remade Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and it was like a shot for shot remake, but it was just females as the main roles.
Yeah, that was Anne Hathaway too.
Yeah,
well, and that one, it's been 30 years since the first one came out for one, but let's not forget this one's being made by Robert Zemeckis.
Yes,
that's true. Right there alone, just enough to want to watch this movie.
Yeah. I love Robert Zemeckis since
I trust
Back to the Future, but then he started going all his nothing but CGI movies, and then I was like, dude, just make a real movie again, please.
That was the one thing that I didn't like about the trailer is that the animated mice, once the children get turned into mice, they look kind of janky and low budget anime.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they have a bunch of trained mice in the back there. Hey, you're going to do this one, buddy. I mean, come on.
They had the money for several Oscar winners and nominations.
It's not avocado face Superman.
That's why they couldn't make the mice look better or more realistic like Jungle Book because, they had to get the Oscar winners in
Okay.
there.
So let's get one more producer credit in there, maybe another $10 million. Let's do that better.
Hey, the whiskers looked a lot better than Superman's mustache redone, so hey, we're good there.
Okay,
good.
A couple comments from the chat room. What do we have here? Ugh, Jaha said, "Not sorry. My reaction to the animals on the road is a much better video." I don't know what that means.
That's the girlfriend responding back to my comment about making the reaction video too.
Okay. Masonic Vader should occasionally just pretend like his room is haunted during stream to scare the crap out of people for the whole month. Okay. And then Squirrel Boy said Hollywood remade Queen's Live Aid performance. It was pretty good.
Seriously.
Ooh, a floating green ladder.
That was
ladder. Ooh, scary. Ooh.
If you watch the Bohemian Rhapsody movie and then watch that Live Aid concert, that is friggin' shot for shot.
When you're watching that movie, it's like you're watching the Live Aid performance.
All right.
Yeah, let's not go on a tangent. I could talk about that one forever.
Let's get on to our other Halloween-themed film that's a pseudo-remake because it's not actually a remake because it takes place within the universe. It's kind of a reboot because it has...
It's 20 years later.
It's a continuation.
It's Blade Runner, but for the Coven.
But when it's that long away, it's still a reboot because you're rebooting the name of the franchise.
Yeah, well, for those that don't know what we're talking about, Craft Legacy is what we're talking about. So a new Craft film. Interesting plot on how it opens up. Good girl has a period in class, gets made fun of, and then other girls join in with her, and they make a coven, and they have a sparkly bath to give her powers. So, you got that.
That's a coven, not a COVID.
Thank you.
Thank you. I thought
a little too close to coven.
To make a COVID. Yeah, there we go.
So that's how
friggin' witches. That's how 2020 gets worse.
But you got the sparkles to go with Twilight, to bring in the fans of Twilight.
You had to do that, didn't you?
I had to. It's 2020 and everything's scary.
Oh, wouldn't that be great out of the bathtub? I'm Batman.
Well, the bullies in this film look very much like the vampires from Twilight. If you look at them,
like Twinkly, yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, so and then you have
43 years old.
They do look that old, yes. You have a photograph of Fairuza Balkan here, so that's how you know it's not a reboot or not a remake. And then there's a little throwback to the actual film with the same line from the movie of "We Are the Weirdos." So yeah, what did you guys think about the trailer for
Duchovny?
100% in.
And Monahan.
100% in.
Sign me up.
Monahan,
I love the first one.
Oh, God,
Ned
yes.
Campbell, the first one was fantastic. But yes,
Fairuza was the star. Let's be honest.
Yeah, true. But like this movie, it's and one of the girls I recognize the girl. She's I can never remember the guy's name.
Kevin Spacey's daughter.
No, in this one, in the new one, she's the daughter from Blockers. One of the daughters in Blockers. I can't remember his name right now though. The guy who's the competitive pitcher to Kenny Powers. Yes, Ike's daughter is one of the girls. So, I love the movie. I think the trailer. I was more into this trailer than I was for the witches. So I think it's gonna be fun. And Duchovny's on there. Come on, man, it's Duchovny.
As soon as I saw Michelle Monaghan, I was like, oh, okay, yep, I'm gonna watch that.
Now, one thing that I don't know if I noticed it this way, or if you guys noticed it, did Michelle Monaghan also have powers? Because I thought I saw a scene that looked like she was also doing stuff. Maybe it was I
didn't notice.
There was a scene. There was a scene of like a party or something where the daughter knocks her to the floor, and the way she twists down. I wasn't clear.
I was just wondering if that's how they tie it back into like the old craft of like maybe Monaghan would be the age range of the.
It could be the fact that she's supposed to be like super powerful. It could be part of the bloodline kind of thing. It could be
like a legacy. Well, there it is, legacy.
There you go. We just cracked the code.
And meanwhile, just
the fact that somehow the main girl found that picture of Fairuza Balk where she's like trapped in the Polaroid or whatever. There has to be a reason that's in that house, right?
She's like, "Hey, look, it's Dorothy from Return to Oz." Sorry. No. I love that film. Did you have anything, Masonic? You're just shaking your head, smiling.
No, I'm just laughing and trying to figure out how many beards does it take to figure out the connection, huh? No, it looked good. I'll be perfectly frank. I never watched the first one. It wasn't my thing back then. So it might give me something to go watch it and maybe see it again. Because, the trailer looked pretty cool. I don't know, personally, some of those witch movies and stuff like that, I'm not a big...
It's hot 90s goth chicks.
Are you telling me you didn't watch Focus?
I saw that, but it was with my ex-girlfriend. It was mainly because of that, but.
But then again, I'm much younger, so.
I really want to know if we all start chanting "stiff as a board, light as a feather" if Masonic Vader starts floating in the air.
Apparently, we can make that happen.
Well, first
I
of all,
will
you get
talk
into
witchcraft and I will watch witchcraft, but I ain't going to participate in it.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, I saw that Ouija
I grew up
board
in
movie.
church. Dude, I'm not messing around with that shit.
I've seen the Ouija series once, and I'm good. I'm good.
We're gonna break out a Blair Witch Project. I'm so scared right now. Sorry. Okay.
I laughed one time. I just got through. I laughed one time. I saw a meme. Somebody had a Ouija board carpet, and it said everything's good until the Rumba weeks up the Ouija.
Okay. Last movie, by far the scariest trailer that could be coming out for this season, and it's hitting your screens on October 23rd. Sacha Baron Cohen is back for Borat 2. He figured out how to do it because he said after the popularity of Borat, he would not ever be able to do this character again because everybody knew who he was. To the point that at the beginning of the trailer, he's literally running from people because they're like, Borat! Chasing him down because everybody knows his character. So he figured out how to spin it. He's got to dress up in costumes, and it's his daughter is the character that's mainly doing all the stuff while he's dressed in costume. So I got to give him props for figuring out how to do it. But what do you guys think about the trailer?
Dead air. Dead air. There you go.
I'm super uncomfortable. Like, his comedy is super uncomfortable. That's the whole thing about it. And I think I only saw the first Borat one time. When I did, I laughed my balls off. I could not help it. The part where he snatched Pam Anderson up in that gunny sack killed me. But I don't know, man. Like, I think his era of filmmaking might be over at this point.
Yeah, I'm not too far off from there. Like, his comedy just doesn't do it for me. I mean, obviously, like him in Talladega Nights was fantastic to me because that was a great movie. But Borat and
He was the best part of
Dictator.
Talladega Nights,
His comedy just doesn't really do it for me. Like those Ali G. So I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like you mentioned, his comedy is uncomfortable, and there was parts of this trailer that was like, "Oh, he went there."
Oh yeah, and that's what he has to do.
No, I can't do that.
That's his problem is he has to push that because I love his non-characters. So like you said, Talladega Nights, even Hugo, where he was one of the characters in that, and then of course Sweeney Todd. He's fantastic in Sweeney Todd. So. And he was originally supposed to play Freddie Mercury, which I think would have been really interesting to see him before.
I'm glad they did not make that call.
You know what? 15 years ago, and he is actually a really good actor. I think.
I'm glad Remy Malek did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Remy did a fantastic job with it, but I was all in for the casting 15 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, it sucks. It's the only way he can get on screen to do anything anymore is he has to go back to doing these type of characters that push the envelope that is really uncomfortable to watch. But I mean, what do you think the reaction is going to be? Do you think a bunch of people are going to watch it because?
I think people are going to love it, and they're going to. I feel like there's going to obviously what they've shown in trailers going to be a lot of stuff that's going on. The one thing is I will say is that he does like joke about what's going on, real life. So. Obviously, there's a lot from this year that can make that film. So I don't know. I think it can. I think that at the same time, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people who take it the wrong way and get really offended by this movie.
Just be prepared to have everybody repeating Sacha Baron Cohen tag
for the next 5 years,
next year and a half.
Yeah, that's probably not accurate.
Well, let's see. We got the chat room with a couple of things based off of the things we talked about. HJZ Grok was very, very surprised to know that we knew about Stiff as a Board, Light as a Feather. Johnny Bon Johnny, you're already talking about quoting Borat. We got That's a Nice in the chat room. And then Squirrel Boy said, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, the original Borat I wasn't excited about, but I loved it when I saw it. I feel like round 2 may have the same effect on me. It's that guilty pleasure.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. Yeah.
Is Isla Fisher in this one? Because it sounded like at the end, it sounded like her voice was in there. So I'm like, oh, well, that might be enough to draw me to watch it if she's there too. But I don't know, man.
The fact that she's married to Sacha Baron Cohen, either she's way weirder than I thought, or he's way more normal.
He's way more normal.
Real life.
It's just that, I mean, that he knows how to play those characters, and he
Yeah.
knows how to push buttons, and he's gone on to
He's
interviews
the,
and talked about like how
he's-
uncomfortable he has been doing some of the stuff that he's done.
Oh yeah, no, I remember them talking about the wrestling one where they had to like reshoot it because people were literally going to kill him, and they had to like design a way for him to get under the wrestling ring and get the hell out of that building. It's just, he's the Daniel Day-Lewis of absurdity.
And then Pedopoulos says Mr. Robot over Borat as Freddie Mercury every day. Yeah, so
Well, to be clear, Mr. Robot was Christian Slater, so
that's true. Let's get into the main portion of the show. That's the nerd news. All right, nerd news story topic number 1. COVID has messed up the world for geeks. It canceled all of our conventions, and New York Comic Con is later this week, this next week, and it's still canceled. Everything's virtual for that. But LA Comic Con, not one of the best Comic Cons, it's the Stan Lee Comic Convention. It figured out a way. They said that they're going to do the convention. It's going to be in December 11th, 12th, and 13th, I think it is. Yeah. And it's an interesting concept, and this might be the blueprint for conventions in the future. But they are going to, one, rent out the entire convention center for just one convention, so use twice as much space as they normally do.
1.2 million square feet.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to split up all the major activities, so you'll have like this one whole convention floor is just for this activity, and then this is just for autographs, and this is just for that, just to split everything up to get people away.
Artist Row becomes Artist Hall.
Yeah, basically. It's going to be like 10 people in one big giant room. And then you've got each day you get a morning session and an evening session. In between those sessions, there's going to be like a 4-hour break where they're just sanitizing everything.
Yeah.
The tickets, this is the interesting one. So $72 gets you get to choose 3 sessions to go to. So it doesn't mean that you can go to all 3 days, just the morning sessions, or all 3 days, just the afternoon sessions, or you can do 2 days, the whole day of Friday and have that break in between. Or you can pay $209 and you get a lanyard, plus still 3 sessions to choose from, plus you get in 30 minutes early on the morning sessions, or you pay
And they provide you a hazmat suit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no. That's not the big one. The big one, you pay $3.99, and you get to go to all the sessions, and you also get to choose one of the celebrity autographs to have included with it. So, not bad for, I mean, that $3.99, can be enough alone. I mean, Frank Miller, they're charging over $100 just to get an autograph with him. But the sessions are 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then the break, and then 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then they're going to do less than half of the tickets as usual for people. And lastly, if you don't want to go to the convention, you can still stream the panels. So interesting concept how they're doing this to make it work. And all the tickets are 100% no fear of buying, because if it doesn't work out, they'll give a full refund or roll it over to next year. What do you guys think?
They're all 100% no fear, like the 90s t-shirt company. Like you get the ticket and it says, "He who dies with the most toys still dies."
I used to rock that shit all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, we all did. We all did.
I think it's interesting for a couple reasons. First of all, that would be a great early Christmas gift that keeps giving, because I think COVID incubation is 2 weeks, so you'll get COVID around Christmas. So it's kind of like I mean, I don't get it. Like, people need to realize that gathering in groups right now is probably, especially in large groups, I don't give a crap how much you add. You're walking the same distance as Comic-Con and you're getting less stuff. So it's like, yeah.
Real quick, what are you growing that beard for again?
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of cut me off early. I'm going to be doing virtual this year, so you could take that, buddy, right there. See? Right there. There you go. Let me
wait.
I didn't know.
Star-Lord.
Wait, virtual.
All right, Jack Black.
Virtual. Is there a fake lap for these kids to sit on and they're just staring at a TV screen?
Wow.
Sorry.
There's gotta be. I mean, there's
They're
gotta be,
gonna
some-
pipe in, the
some
crying and
big,
screaming too.
squishy pillows.
Only in certain countries where it's legal, probably. I don't know which ones
You
they
have to,
are,
like,
but I don't know.
Kind of
Do you have
smells
to
like beer.
artificially wet your lap like if a kid's peeing on your
Oh
lap
my
too?
God.
Yeah, they're gonna have to provide you with small amounts of urine to sprinkle on yourself throughout the day to get that real feel.
It's mainly the candy that gets all over the costume, all right? All right.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, but getting back to the topic on
Can I call
hand.
to yell at you every once in a while just to pretend to be a parent?
No. Because we know that hopefully that never happens. Wait, hold on a second. What?
there's Cannon Fodder says he thought this was a family show. There is no family in here, Cannon. We just try and stay away from the F words, and I can't keep everybody away from that half the time.
No, that happens. Sorry, we gotta drop the occasional
We're
F-bomb.
pretty dang good about it. I think Vader's the one that said it the most over the last year. It's been like 4 times.
Yeah, he's terrible at
What
it.
you're talking about, but you need to keep that
Oh,
down.
there we go.
I mean, we're fine when that
Thank you.
happens. It's just we really get cited whenever we say Nick Cage. That's the worst cuss word of all time. So,
Even worse, you can say "F***ing Nick Cage." Yeah. But so going back
see,
going back to my the Comic-Con thing, they should just let it go for the year. I mean, this is going to be a failed attempt. And it's going to be a desperate attempt to get people to go there. It hasn't like 2020 hasn't killed all the nerds. Us freaking gaming nerds are rocking it right now. We're at the peak. Us people back in the 80s when we had the Nintendo and shit, this is what we've been building up for. Are you kidding me? Excuses to stay home and play video games. Yeah.
yes, those living inside
I
their mothers.
do worry about the people that depend on those cons.
I mean, this really is the year though for like the Wayne's World people that live in their mother's basement trying to do their own shows. Hey, that's us.
Leave the next years alone, bro.
Wayne's World.
I have a
party
vast
time,
collection of
excellent.
hair tags and nameplates. Hair nets and name tags. Yeah.
All right.
I
From
think a second cut. It sucks. Why it cuts?
The one nice thing I will say
No,
though,
it
like,
certainly does suck.
when it comes to like, I don't have any intention to going to it. I mean, I'll have a newborn at home, so there's no way I'm going out to large public venues. The one thing I will say, this is a smaller con, so I think it's to set the blueprint and the map for what can be done and how to do things. The fact that it's in LA, I'm kind of looking forward to it because I want to see how it goes. I'm hoping that nothing crazy happens there, and it kind of opens up things that, hey, we can possibly go a route and have some events in LA. I'm a wrestling fan. The hope is that WrestleMania 37 stays in Hollywood and is here next April. And if this might be the first starting point of, hey, we can do this. If this works out, then in 6 months or 4 months, 5 months, we can still carry out WrestleMania here. Because that's a big thing for me, and I missed it this year. But that's what I look at. So I look at it as what it could lead to for 2021, and I hope that goes positively.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Oh, man, the esophagus with the respirator.
Someone's gonna walk around with a GoPro on. They're gonna come up to one of the people and say, "Hey, this is awesome! I didn't realize you guys have a Walking Dead theme in there." And they're like, "No, we don't have that theme. What?" And there you go. That's how it all starts. Walking Dead, right at LA Comic-Con, real life. That's what's gonna
how we
happen.
get it. Chat room. Let's see some of the comments that they had to say. And once again, if you're joining us Friday live, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern, you get to actually be a part of the show as well. That's why we do this live. We got Squirrel. Where'd it go? Dang it. Let me jump back up here. It jumped.
Talk about the
Talking.
celebrities one.
No, it was not the celebrities yet. He keeps
The basement
jumping 'cause now
dwellers?
Everybody starts talking. No. Scoreboy Nemo, and you'll get to take photos with celebrities, but just the celebrities one, sorry. But just turns out it's all their stunt doubles wearing it jumped again.
Masks, and
Yeah,
you're
Mission
none the
Impossible
wiser.
masks.
Okay.
I just finished it off for you, dude. I got you, dude.
Nice.
You
We've
want me
also
to continue?
got from Squirrelboy, us basement dwellers and antisocial weirdos are thriving, but those folks who go mingle for validation, survival of the fittest is what's going on. And
Broski.
Squirrelboy
Don't forget
asks-
Broski.
Yes, I know he threw the broski in there. Squirrelboy also asked, what do y'all think the #1 Halloween costume is going to be this year? I mean, we're going to talk about it. We talk about it every year, what's trending, but we haven't gotten to that yet. his bet is on Plague Doctor. Do you guys have an idea? I say Giant Condom.
Plague Doctor's a good bet.
I think Giant Condom. So
It's still 2020, so it's still Carol Baskin and Tiger King.
that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, it is.
And the fact that she's still on TV right now is going to amplify that.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be Carol Baskin and Tiger King.
It's
Dancing
tough
with
to
the Stars,
remember that
nice little
Tiger
dance
King was
outfit.
earlier this year.
The Tiger King was
Tiger
after
King was
COVID
like 15
started.
years ago.
That was
I
like
know.
right when COVID started. That's how it seems like it was like before that. It was post COVID.
This year has been a long decade.
I wonder if people got it from expired Walmart meat.
Wow.
I mean, Cannon Fodder brings up the COVID-19 costume is going to be top, but we've seen what the COVID-19 cell looks like. A lot of people could dress up like that, just the little prong sticking out with the little.
Yeah, it's just a spiky sphere.
Yeah,
I think
It's like Beetlejuice when he popped the thorns out of him and started dancing around.
honestly, I think my costume last year was just a year early. I should do it again this year. I should be good to go. Call me the dude, call me Fat Thor, but I think it's just gonna be the what we've been doing, staying at home, getting fatter, growing hair, walking around with our damn robes on. Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, let's get on to the next topic. Next topic, Jamie Foxx is in talks and has confirmed basically on Instagram and then took it down because I think Marvel got mad at him, that he's going to be back for the next Spider-Man film that takes place in the MCU as Electro again. But he won't be blue this time. He'll just be 100,000% badass. His exact quote.
Are we gonna get green and yellow Electro? Because that would be fantastic.
No.
So are we talking Spider-Man 4 then? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, that's what they said. They
Next
said the
one,
Spider-Man
yeah.
film.
I love Jamie Foxx, and I thought he actually did really well for what they gave him. And I don't think we even got to see what he really could do in that role, because the beginning of that, like for him, it was all about his backstory there, because the villain story was about Harry Osborn. That's what that movie was about. It was about Harry Osborn and the Green Goblin and the transformation of the Green Goblin while using Electro. So if we're gonna get more of Electro in it and be more of a solid, let's put it this way, I'm more excited for him than Gyllenhaal being in Spider-Man 2.
I mean, I know Marvel's still trying to push that there's not a multiverse, but they're really setting up multiverse with J. Jonah Jameson being the same actor and now Electro, and yeah.
Well, I mean, I think everyone's missing the part that, talk about the multiverse, because obviously this is a different, this is Electro with a different Spider-Man because it's coming from a different movie. So I think this is like the setup or the idea that, hey, the multiverse is going to happen. I would like to see them do exactly what we're hoping they do and figure out how to bring in all the Spider-Mans.
Well,
like to bring in.
So the live action Spider-Verse.
Yeah, to have Toby, to have what's his name? What's his nut from
Andrew
Amazing Spider-Man?
Garfield.
Yeah.
You just want to
Garfield.
hear Nick Cage as Spider-Noir again.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't want cartoon in this. I don't want the multiverse, like as far as Spider-Ham and stuff like. I want this live action. I want to see those the three original Spider-Man that we have come out. Hell, it'd be awesome if they brought the dude that played the 70s freaking television show as the old man Spider-Man. Hell yeah, bring them all in. Just keep it live action. I think that's a setup for it right there, though. Bringing in that guy.
Yeah, but how cool would it look?
You could still I can't believe I'm the one that's going to say this. You could still have Nick Cage playing Spider-Noir. It's just that he's in black and white and the rest of the world is normal.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is like, how cool would it be to bring one of the animated characters into the real world, Scanner Darkly style? I mean, come on, that would.
I'd like to have Jake Johnson personally.
Technically, you get away with Spider-Ham because they'll take over for Rocket the Raccoon if they kill him off at some time. Shit.
As long as it's still John Mulaney.
Is Rocket the Raccoon going to be in like the backwoods, getting caught in some trap or something? When you're talking about killing him off.
Oh no. Oh, I'm picturing the traps my stepdad used to set in our garden, and now Rocket could bust out of that pretty easy, I'm sure. He's got the weaponry.
I was just saying, because that is one of the rumors going around that Guardians of the Galaxy eventually is going to get the second version of them. They're not going to have, Star-Lord and whatnot in them. They're talking about moving on to the second one when they bring out the Eternals and everything. So I'm just kind of thinking long term that he would be a good side character. You can get away with the animation aspect of it. So
True. I just want to see Rocket for once. I want to see him interact with other raccoons, a la the old John Candy film with the raccoons talking about how the shit always gets left in the trash cans. A great outdoors.
no, I want him interacting with the one from The Incredibles too. That was badass. That'd be a fight.
Yeah, true. I just want to see him shit talking somebody eating the scraps from John Candy.
This is how excited we are about Electro.
No, I'm excited about Electro. Get you, man. Electro is gonna be badass. I like that character.
That movie was so forgettable for me. I can barely even remember.
I didn't.
That movie was so good. I love that movie.
I hated it, but I love.
You got Paul Giamatti as a rhino in it
for 5 seconds. That was
for like
the ending of the ending.
Crazy.
Here's the thing: that was supposed to be the movie that set up the Spider-Man universe in such a level to the fact that when Osborn goes down to the basement, that's where you see Doc Ock, Crank, you see Kraven, you see all the characters, the villains that are going to happen, and the Man in Black.
Like you said Krang there for a minute.
No, there's just so many things that were going to lead off. That was going to lead to Sinister Six.
Yeah,
and we never got it because of the.
We got to get a better Spider-Man.
I know.
So.
Okay, so exactly.
Andrew Garfield was not a bad Spider-Man. He's better than Tobey.
He wasn't bad as Spider-Man. He was a terrible Peter Parker. So.
Okay.
He was bad Spider-Man.
Yeah, I go with that. Yeah.
He had the sarcastic and joking that Spider-Man had.
100%. But I will apologize. That movie was great. That movie was fantastic because that movie did so poorly that Sony finally decided we got to work with Kevin Feige to get this fixed. So based off of that, I love that movie because
it was better than the last two Tobey movies.
Oh yeah, no, I'll give you that. 100%.
No. I think the third one, but number 2 is
better than the
Doc Ock.
Spider-Man 2 is considered one
Two
of
is
the
pretty
best,
good.
One of the best.
Yeah, don't take Doc Ock out of that one.
It's the Godfather 2 of Spider-Man movies.
Okay, and granted, I have all the Amazing Spider-Man films because there's romance, and my wife loves those 3 films.
And Gwen Stacy in
I didn't
the
hate the
Amazing
Andrew Garfield
Spider-Man
ones
series.
because of Emma Stone. Yeah.
Emma Stone was fantastic.
Was better than
Thank you.
than
We're on the
Kirsten
exact same
Dunst,
page.
Mary Jane.
Yes.
Yeah, better than Kirsten Dunst. I'll agree with you on that one.
Mary Jane. But as a way to transverse into the final nerd news topic, since we're talking MCU, since we're talking multiverse, WandaVision has already been given a trailer that's going to come out, and it's going to be the first series to appear. I think it was supposed to be Falcon and
Winter Soldier, yeah.
first, but then it got pushed back. So now it's WandaVision will be the very first series to appear on Disney Plus, and with that push into the rest of the MCU on Disney Plus, we got our casting of Kamala Khan for Miss Marvel. It is an actress by the name of Iman Vellani, and she has never done a big Hollywood project. This is her first thing, her first major Hollywood production, so they're going with an unknown. So yeah, and she's going to be a big part of the MCU, but what do you guys think about them going with an unknown?
I think it's awesome.
I've been playing the Avengers game, and yeah, I was unfamiliar with this character's personality arc. I'd never seen her before I started playing the Avengers game, and I was kind of stoked about that. And just specifically today, I saw a tweet from Kumail Nanjiani where he was like, he's Pakistani as well, and he was like, "Oh man, I can't tell you, a tear came to my eye when I saw that casting." I was like, "Yes,
yeah." Like the fact that he's like, you're going to be amazing in this role, and you're gonna change things for many people because of this one role. And we talked about this last week. We talked about these castings and what they should do with MCU TV on Disney Plus. And I think, Ken, you're the one that said that you hope that it goes to less known actors to be in these roles, especially the roles that nobody really knows.
Exactly.
Like the first incarnation of these characters. I think it's awesome that they're going to go with somebody unknown, because not only is it going to give us this actor, but it's going to also build this role and let them make it themselves and see what this character really can be.
Not only that, though, the best part about it is not only did they find this actor, that actress that looks like she's going to fit the role perfectly, but they've already said that she is going to transcend and go into the actual universe and be in the movie. So she is one of the future Avengers on there, which is great because she's an unknown character that a lot of people don't know. I think it's gonna have, and I think to kind of put on that quote that you pulled out of the tweet, she is gonna do what Black Panther did for India and that whole culture and stuff. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great to see that, and I like what it's going to be because she's going to play side by side with Captain Marvel, which we know that is her driving force, her star, the person she wants to strive to be, and Captain Marvel is going to be taking over the Avengers. So it makes perfect sense to do it. It's awesome. They're going to figure it out.
Yeah. Chat room. Pete had a couple comments to say. So one, Johnny Bon Johnny said, "Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Rocket." Peteopolis said, "Hire Robert Zemeckis to create Spider-Ham." Back to the Zemeckis, full circle. And he said he would have loved if Lily from AT&T commercials played Khan. I love that they went with the Pakistani actress that's not known, and I feel bad for the girl, the AT&T girl, because she was supposed to be in a live action series. I can't remember the name. Raccoon Girl? No, not Raccoon Girl. Squirrel Girl.
No, Squirrel Girl?
Yeah, she was supposed to play Squirrel Girl, but it all...
No, Anna Kendrick was supposed to be Squirrel Girl.
No.
They recast it?
Yeah,
that would have been perfect.
The girl from the AT&T commercials was cast for a West Coast Avengers series to play Squirrel Girl, and it fell through. It was going to be on Freeform, but I guess that was I think it was before Fox got bought, and then the whole
okay, got it.
And I like her, so, but I'm glad they went with a Pakistani actress because it goes with the mold of the comic book. The comic book was a big thing to go with a Pakistani writer and about a Pakistani character, and then you've got a lot of Pakistani and Indian people working on this series that are directing different episodes and stuff. So I love the way they're going with this, and that they're sticking to the guns with that. So yeah, kudos Marvel, big time kudos.
I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so.
I just love that the last two things that Peteopolis has written in there was played Khan, and if you don't see the front half, you just think of God.
Yeah, absolutely. Rich Corinthian leather.
Why is it we see two ICs, by the way? Isn't one enough?
He keeps bouncing out and coming back in.
No, you can never...
One of them is actually
the
bearded...
damn, his phone died right there.
Oh, no, he froze there, so now we're going to get a third one.
He went back to the future.
Wait.
He went back to the future, and now he joined into the cast to make up for
one drops.
We'll get three. Every time his next freeze, we'd have grumpy face, we'd have surprise face, and then we give him the smile. It'd be the trifecta.
Let me reload it a couple more times, see if I can get like triple me up in there.
2 weeks ago, it was my computer that was being the pain in the butt, and mine's the one that streams. So thank God it's somebody else's, because then we wouldn't be able to have the stream going. Let's get into
it's a pretty sad day that my hosting and my dark ass truck is doing a hell of a lot better than your guys' computers. Good job, guys.
All right.
My internet's so much better when I'm on the road than when I'm home.
Let's go some rapid fire news. As ICZor always says, keywords rapid fire. Rapid fire. Rapid fire news story number 1. Cobra Kai is coming January 8th for season 3 on Netflix, and season 4 is in training. They renewed for season 4 as well. What do you guys think? Netflix is going all in with Cobra Kai, giving it 2 seasons.
Elizabeth Shue or Give Me Death.
Dude, and they dropped the trailer at the same time for season 3. Yeah, I'm throwing another F-bomb out there. Yes, I'm excited about
You're not allowed to say
the
the
only
F word
thing we saw
anymore.
from season 3 was like the last 12 seconds.
You're not allowed to say the F word anymore. From here on out, if you're going to say the F word, you just say Nick Cage.
Frack. How about if I go Battlestar Galactica and say frack? How about that?
It's fine. I'm trying to get more Nick Cage to get that count up. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
What'd you think of Masonic or not Masonic? You already
Nick
said that.
Cage.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm glad that they started for season 4. I can't wait for season 3. Wish it was sooner than next spring, but I can't wait.
I am sad because with Netflix, it's one more season and then it's done.
It's getting 4 seasons though, which is more than Netflix usually gives. Usually
technically,
3.
Technically,
It's
though,
gonna get to 5.
it's only going to be Netflix's second season.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
Correct. They're getting to 5.
Oh, the workaround. All right, I like that.
All right.
Good job, dude. Okay.
Okay. All right. Rapid fire news story number 2.
Pew 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 pew. Nick Cage.
Batman's getting a podcast. Spotify is getting a scripted show from DC and WB, written by David S. Goyer, and it's a multi-year partnership to get more than one scripted podcast. That this one's going to dive into the aspects of Bruce Wayne's psychology. What do you guys think? Do you want voices you know or new voices?
I really don't care. At this point, if I'm going to get a newer version of a Batman serial on radio, I don't care. Give it to me. I will listen to it at all times.
With all due respect to friend of the show, Athena Finger, I could not care.
Oh wow! Right when his computer cut off. Damn the luck on that one.
Well, Aquaman just cut his feet.
Yeah, that trident's coming your way, buddy.
Did you seriously not hear me?
No.
Yeah, seriously.
No, yeah, go ahead and say it again, dude.
Oh, I said with all due respect to friend of the show, Athena Finger, I couldn't care less. I don't listen to scripted podcasts.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Masonic?
I think it'd be cool. But you know what? I like to see the real life version of it, which is Bat Dad on Facebook. Not a sponsor, but you know.
Masonic is just happy for it because it means they said other series are coming, which means there'll be a Superman podcast.
Damn right. Damn right. And they better
It's gonna be
start
one about
off with the
crypto.
old school classic, faster than a speeding bullet.
You know what? I'd be all in Cannon Fodder if that happened. Cannon Fodder said that if Michael Keaton voiced Batman, it would be interesting. I'd be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to listen to it even if I don't like it. Because, yeah, I don't know. But I want the animated series voice actors. That's what I want.
Kevin Conroy.
Yep, Kevin Conroy. Give me Mark Hamill. Give me give me all of them. Then I'll be all for this 100%. But I love Batman, so I'll be listening to it anyways. All right.
No tomato.
All right. Rapid fire news story number 3. Conan's coming to Netflix. Netflix has worked out a deal to get all of the rights to any television series, movies, cartoons on Netflix. They are working on a live action series right now.
O'Brien's really expanding his brand, huh?
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
If that's the show we were getting, then I'm all for it.
I want to see Conan O'Brien the Barbarian. That would be
How fantastic!
In his Comic-Con outfit, because that's got the muscles on
But
it, right?
Andy has to be in there to carry his sword for him. Andy's his squire.
Andy's Red Sonja.
To reiterate, if you guys didn't think that it was a joke, no, not Conan O'Brien coming. Conan the Barbarian is getting this live action series.
All due respect, I want to see He-Man and Masters of the Universe first on Netflix.
It's
so
happening already. You already got the cartoon.
I want to see the new. I want to see it though. I don't want to see Conan. I want to see He-Man first.
Yeah,
Let's
but now
go.
you've got a chance at crossovers with Witcher and Conan and Master of the Universe. Oh my God, Netflix
Is James Earl Jones still alive? Because
yes,
he's got to reprise his role. Yeah,
as the Snake King that takes what was that, 40 minutes to turn into the snake? I mean that
what's the lamentations of their women?
Oh my God, that took forever in that original movie. But if Conan isn't dubbed because he can't speak very good English, it's not good enough for me. If you didn't know, Schwarzenegger
Conan
was
in
dubbed
New
in the
York?
first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hercules in New York, absolutely.
That's why he barely talks in the Conan films, because at the time he was still
Little known fact: he's actually dubbed in real life at all times.
He's actually got a squirrel voice.
It's more like Keegan Michael Key as Barack Obama's anger translator. It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger actually has a normal spoken English translator constantly behind him.
It's not like
that guy has an accent, so it's kind of weird.
It's not like we really need him to talk in the movies anyways. What, Conan's and some dude walking around with his freaking underwear on just slicing people in half. That's all it is, dude. Let's do it.
Hey, he had a headband too.
Oh, good point.
Oh, okay. Did you have anything else on it, Bearded? I didn't really hear you.
Nope. That was it. I'm
No.
good.
Did you turn that down, Bearded Master? Did they offer it to you first and you turned it down?
All right, our last thing to talk about is those weird, odd, strange stories that we call Somebody's Gotta Talk About It.
We need to talk.
You talking to me?
Oh my God! Who told you?
Have you told anyone else about this?
What you talking about?
Look who's talking.
This just came out. This is why I'm wearing a Guinness hat that's actually from the Guinness factory in Ireland. Subway's bread, according to the actual Supreme Court of Ireland, is not actually bread. It has too much sugar, so it's more of a confectionery or fancy baked good. And the whole reason this came up is because bread isn't taxed, whereas stuff with too much sugar is, so it's not a staple food. It needs to be under 2% sugar, and it's got over 10% in sugar in all of its stuff. So yeah, Subway bread isn't bread. It's cake.
I'm calling bullshit on Jared's weight loss right now. He didn't lose that on the Subway diet. He's eating cupcakes for breakfast. This is horseshit.
I'm sure he's losing weight now in prison, but still.
That's
Well,
from all the running.
Remember, Jared lost weight because he had AIDS. He had AIDS to help him. Do you not remember the South Park episode?
What?
Do you really not
I
remember the
don't.
South Park
Oh, I
episode?
missed that. I missed that South Park episode. I'm
There's-
glad you mentioned
yeah,
South
no.
Park there for a
I
second.
missed that reference by a lot.
So he talks about his AIDS, his dietary aids that help him decide what to eat,
Oh,
and that's how he
Jesus
loses
Christ.
it. And they keep saying that in the South Park episode, and they keep like, "Oh, that's why he's losing so much weight." He
I
has
remember that
AIDS."
now. I
Yeah.
totally forgot all about that.
Oh,
That was so
God.
long ago.
I know. I go back to old things. I'm sorry. That's where my brain is. So,
If you're gonna reference the golden age of something, do like Simpsons seasons like 5 through 8. All right.
Dude, is anything real or sacred at Subway anymore? I mean, what the hell?
I don't know. Their cookies are damn good.
well, are there cookies? Wait,
Right.
how much sugar do the cookies have?
Are they
in them?
wrapping the cookies around the meat?
I used to run a store. I used to manage a store that before I got moved to California. So I was back in Broomfield, Colorado, and my store shared a wall with Subway. And
Oh, I bet that was fun.
oh, dude, it was the worst smell ever from them baking their cake loaves. I walk in at 9:30 in the morning, and it just by the end of the day, I felt like I had that bread scent all over my clothes. It was horrific.
I
wait a
guarantee
minute.
those cookies. I guarantee those cookies have less sugar in them.
Does that mean that when you get a breakfast sandwich at Subway on the flatbread, that's technically a McGriddle?
Yeah,
It's like a donut. It's like a donut, right? Isn't that what it was like? Like one of the like voodoo donuts with all the stuff on it.
yeah.
Oh,
And, and they use near meat. You know, it's almost meat, but it's near. You know, might be even expired from Walmart. I don't know. They're not a sponsor, so we don't know.
Nobody's a sponsor. What are you talking about? Unless you subscribe to the channel here on Twitch, you can.
Yeah, we got
subscribe, and then you
sponsors
can be a
right now
sponsor. And Masonic Vader is a sponsor of the show. Icy Zorro is a sponsor of the show. I think Bearded Master's a sponsor of the show.
Heck, you even are one. That's amazing.
Yeah. Anybody can be a sponsor. You just subscribe to the channel, and yay, you're a sponsor. And we thank you for subscribing and helping out this little engine that could. All right, last bit of comments from the chat room before we sign off and say goodnight to you fine folks. Johnny Bon Johnny, Subway chocolate chip cookies are good, or was that the bread? Johnny Bon Johnny also says fair food.
I'll eat fair food all day long
love
compared to
fair
Subway.
Well, yes. Do you call it
Yeah,
powdered
there's less
dough
sugar.
or elephant ear or fried dough or what do you call that?
I think it's
Funnel
actually
cake.
healthier. If you get the fried butter, I think you're actually saving on calories and cholesterol.
Deep fried butter is so good.
Talking about funnel cake, this is gonna make the show go full circle. Knott's Berry Farm's funnel cake with their boysenberry sauce on top. Hot damn! There you go.
They
Right
have
there.
one. So one of the things that they have at the Taste of Halloween, I didn't get it, but it's covered in chocolate ice cream with Oreo flakes all over it and gummy worms. It's supposed to be like graveyard funnel cake. It's
How much for them to bring that to my house?
I'll tell you this: we keep talking like this. A proud sponsor of our show is going to be Diabetes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Wolf Brimley died.
Oh.
Why you got to bring it down? Come on!
He should
I was totally scared.
Because otherwise you would never stop.
have gotten the cocoon. Okay. Peteopolis says, I stopped eating Subway when I found out they use a chemical in the bread that they also use in exercise mats. Wow. Okay.
Sugar.
Maybe there's really delicious exercise mats. You don't know.
Johnny Bon Johnny says, yes, Knott's funnel cake is the best out there, and Bearded Master agrees. Okay, that's it. That's our cast for this week. Thank you guys for joining us. Come back next Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/Malice Corp, and be a part of the show. This is fun. We have a lot of fun here. We'd like you to come have fun with us as well. Let's talk about where you can follow everybody outside of this cast. Icy Zorro, where can people shoot the whatever with you outside of
you can find me at ICZorro on Twitter, Instagram, and PlayStation Network.
Masonic Vader, how about you?
You can follow me at Masonic Vader 71 on the PlayStation Network. Masonic Vader on Twitter.
Lastly, before I talk about where you can follow me and everything, Bearded Master, where can people follow you outside this cast?
You can follow me on Instagram at abeardedmaster, as well as boot_to_the_face_, and on Twitter at abeardedmaster and boot to the face. Both boot to the faces are with the number 2.
Nice. And you can follow this podcast on Facebook at just come look up groups, facebook.com/groups, all things nerd podcast. Come interact with us anytime. Drop some things that you want to promote, or if you think are funny, or something you think we should talk about. And then you can join us on Twitter at All Nerd Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Mest_Malice Corp, or on Instagram at Mest5150, and come have fun with me on my other adventures at the Geek Guidepost on YouTube. Thank you guys for coming and joining us. Hopefully you come back and join us next Friday, once again, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/Malice Corp. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, wherever you're watching it, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for rating or commenting. And you keep nerding on. We'll see you next Friday.
Nick Cage.
Carry on.